Hey, hi, and welcome to the last topic of this module, which is schematic errors. So till last topic, we completed the schematic design of our hardware, and this topic is all about the errors in the schematic design. Okay, and there is actually only one video in this topic, which is about troubleshooting schematic errors. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to resolve the errors in the schematic design, because without resolving the errors, we do not create the layout. Okay, so this is actually very important point. And if we try to do so, if we try to create the layout without resolving the errors, then there will be a lot of issues in the layout design, and those issues may reflect in the final manufactured PCB. Okay, that's the reason we should always resolve the errors in the schematic design first. Okay, and later we should start with the layout design. All right. So now let's start with the final video of final topic of this module. So this is basically the schematic that we have already completed. Now let's try to resolve the errors which are there in this particular schematic. Okay. Now in order to check what are the errors and what are the warnings in this schematic, you have to go to this particular option, which is ERC, which actually stands for electrical rule check. Okay. So you can see in our schematic there is actually one error and 13 warnings are there. Okay, so I will go through each and every error and each and every warning, and we will see what's the issue in this schematic. So now let me click on this particular error, which is basically the only error in this entire schematic. So I will double click on this one, and after that you can see this is actually going to point out where actually the error is. Okay, so what it is saying, unconnected input pin U1 AREF. So this is basically the IC, and this is the designator of this IC, which is U1, and it's telling that this particular pin of this IC is not connected anywhere, and we have not connected this particular pin intentionally. This is actually the A reference pin or analog reference pin, and we don't want to provide any kind of reference voltage to this particular pin. That's the reason we have actually left this particular pin unconnected. Okay, there is already a reference voltage inside the IC, okay, inside the microcontroller. So it's going to use the default reference voltage. Okay, so we can approve this particular error as it's not going to harm to our layout in any manner. Okay, so I will just select this error, and after that I will click on approve. So you can see now we have 0 errors. Okay, and in approved list you can see this is actually the error that we have already approved. Now let's see the warnings which are available. So there are total 13 warnings. Now let's go through each and every warning. So first of all, I will select or I will click on this one. So what it is telling? It's telling that power pin IC2 ground, power pin IC2 GND1 connected to GND. So what it is telling is this is basically the designator of IC, which is IC2. So this particular pin, GND1 pin of this IC, is actually connected to the ground. So it's basically asking whether you really want to connect this pin to the ground terminal or not. Okay, that's the reason it has given warning. So whenever you will connect any of the power pin of any of the IC, you are actually going to get this particular warning. Here actually we intentionally connected this ground 1 pin to the ground of our system, so we can actually approve this particular warning. So wherever you will get this kind of warning, like power pin or this ground pin is connected to ground, straight away you can actually resolve that warning by approving it. Okay, so I will just approve this one, and again the same warning, this is actually for this particular pin. So there are actually 4 ground pins on this IC, and all these pins are actually connected to the common ground of our circuitry or our schematic. So we will actually get 4 errors related to these pins. So straight away I am just going to resolve all these warnings. So I will just click on approve. And after that, this is actually another warning, and this is again the same warning, power pin IC2 ground 3 connected to ground. So I will just select, I will just click on approve, and after that again the same warning which is related to ground 4. So I will click on approve, and after that again it's saying that you have connected this VCC1 pin to +5 volt. So whether you really want to connect this this particular pin to +5 volt, so we want to do it because this is actually the power pin of this IC. So I'm just going to select this warning, and after that I will click on approve. And again we got the warning for this particular pin of this IC, which is VCC2 pin. So you are going to get this warning every time you connect the power pin to a specific power symbol. So I'm just going to approve because we want to connect this pin to plus 12 volts. So I will click on approve, and then the next one is ACC. So again I will approve this one, and after that VCC, again I will approve this one. And again this is in case of this 7 segment display driver IC. So again we want to connect this particular pin to plus 5 volts. So I will approve this one. Then the next one is power pin U3 VSS connected to the ground. So again we want to connect this particular pin to ground. So we can approve this one. And after that the part D3 has no value. So it's telling that this part number has do not have any kind of value. So what you can do, you can right click on this plus icon. Okay. So I will right click on this. I will go to the value, and whatever part number you are using for this particular LED, you have to use the you have to write the part number for this particular LED here. Okay. And later you have to click on OK. And at this moment I actually don't have the part number, and the RGB LED that I am going to use, I'm actually going to use that LED. I'm going to procure that LED from the local market. And whenever you get the components from the local market, in that case you don't know the part number for that particular component. Okay. So in the same way, I don't know the part number for this particular LED, but you can go to the moser.com, and there you can check the part number for the RGB LED. So there you will find multiple LEDs, multiple RGB LED with a different part number. So you can select a suitable part number for as per your application. Okay. So at this moment I'm just going to click on cancel, and this warning is not going to affect our layout in any manner. So I'm just going to click select this one, and after that I will click on approve. After that, what it is saying, part R20 has no value. So you can give the value to this particular part number. So I'm just going to click on this plus icon, and later I will go to value. And as this potentiometer is going to be a 10K potentiometer, so I will write here 10K. And after that I will click on OK. So this is how basically we have provided the value to this particular part. So let me just place this designator properly. So the designator is R20 and the value of this potentiometer is 10K. Okay. So R20 has no value. So we have provided the value now. So I'm just going to approve this warning. After that, what it is saying, part SV1 has no value. So again, this is basically the header, and I have procured this particular header from the local market. So again, I don't know the part number for this particular header, but you can go to the moser.com and you can check a suitable part number, and accordingly you can enter part number for this particular part in the value section of this part. Okay. So now let me resolve this error again. So warning again. So we are done with all the errors and all the warnings. Now our entire schematic is error free and warning free. And from next topic, which is on layout design, we can start with the layout design of our schematic. Okay. Alright, so that's what I wanted to tell in this video. I hope that every single thing that we discussed in this module, all the topics that we discussed are now crystal clear to you. And I'm sure that you don't have any doubt. And if you still have any kind of doubt in any topic of this module or in any video of this module, you reach to me and I will help you with that. Okay. Alright, so that's what I wanted to tell in this module. Now I will see you in the next module, which is about layout design and DRC error. Okay. I will see you in the next video now.